All right, so historically, I'm definitely someone who tends to lean more towards the Android side of things, right? With my Galaxy S25 Ultra, absolutely love this thing. Also my trusty Galaxy Fold 7, right? Because just typically on a year-to-year basis, the different changes and like iterations that Apple brings to the table for iPhones just don't particularly tickle me personally on a day-to-day basis. And before you cancel me and click off this video, that does not mean that they are not good upgrades and that you personally watching this video, if you prefer iPhones, are wrong at all for the features and refinements that you're getting on iPhone on a year-to-year basis. This part of the video is a bit subjective, just stay with me here. But on the Android side of things, there are just like tangible software and also practical elements, right? Like your S Pen, but also like having a phone that can also flip open and become a tablet that are just immensely helpful for a number of different reasons on a day-to-day basis. And all of that being said, the iPhone 17 Pro Max actually does have a number of tangible improvements here that I've personally found really impressive. And I'm actually gonna start this video off by breaking down for you guys the ways that I think this is just flat out better. And I'm a huge fan of the new look on the back. This phone has amazing back shots. Now right away, although I am more of an Android guy, I can say that in the hand feel, I actually do prefer the more curved body around the edges of the phone than what you're getting over here on the 25 Ultra, which feels a bit sharper. Specifically talking about like in this little portion of your thumb pocket when you're actually holding the device in one hand. Because the iPhone 17 Pro Max is more rounded, it just feels more comfortable and fits better in the palm, I personally think. But my longtime childhood friend, whose name is also Dave, who is also an iPhone user, I let him kind of handle these. I didn't give him any specifications in terms of height, weight, width, girth, any of that stuff. And I just let him assess for himself which one he thought felt better in the hand.
I don't know, this is a pretty close one. I might have to give this one maybe to this is Samsung?
Samsung, yeah.
Maybe to the Samsung.
Hey. And in terms of weight, do they feel the same or does one feel a bit less or less cumbersome than the other one?
I would say they feel about the same. This one just has more of a sleek feel to it.
Ultimately, of course, that's always going to be something that's subjective, but me personally, even though I'm usually more of an Android guy, I definitely like how this feels better. For starters, the speaker quality on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple, every single year, their phone speakers are just superb. But I felt like the 25 Ultra actually was not too far off from the 16 Pro Max, but man, the sound is not only just like deeper, bassier, and louder, but the speakers are also just a lot more detailed and retain more high quality notes from the songs that you're listening to. Speakers here are excellent. Battery life on the iPhone 17 Pro Max has been amazing. Every single time I take this off of the charger at like 7:30 in the morning, get started my day, doing work, going to the gym, running errands, seeing family members, working on stuff for the channel, everything. It kind of feels like no matter what I'm doing throughout the day, this is going to comfortably get me to the end of my day. The Galaxy S25 Ultra, in my experience using it, honestly does have very good battery life as well. I'm able to get like 8 to 8.5 hours worth of screen on time. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, I've gotten a couple of days now where I'm getting like 9+ hours worth of screen on time. Battery wise, if you want a phone that is going to be reliable for you and you know you don't have to worry about topping it up throughout the day, this is the one. The improvements to the selfie camera. Here you're getting an 18 megapixel selfie cam here that is great quality when you're taking pictures, when you're taking video. And what's amazing about this too is that if you're say like FaceTiming a family member or a friend, you can kind of like set your iPhone down and move around, and the center stage camera is going to be constantly tracking your head, so you don't have to worry about necessarily always needing to be in frame. The phone does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. In addition to the wins in terms of just raw quality, when you're actually taking it, you can adjust the orientation of the lens here, where you can have it be vertical wide, or you can flip it to use the entire camera widthwise as well. And so you don't have to worry about trying to find a friend that can like super hyper extend their arm all the way out to kind of get the selfie picture or video The camera does a lot of the heavy lifting there for you, and that's one of those things that I feel like is tangibly useful every single day that you're using your phone. And so in that way as well, it definitely takes the cake. Now, something else that I think is a little bit silly, if I'm being completely honest, is like the social aspect of having an iPhone, people loving Team Blue Bubble. And every single year, like clockwork, whenever I put my SIM card in a new iPhone, all of my friends and family are super duper happy that I'm Team Blue Bubble now. We can play the different games, use animojis and all of those things. And although for me personally, that doesn't matter too much, I'll take all of like the features and the high quality, like tangible elements of a phone that are actually like practically useful on a day-to-day basis over the social element. I can't lie, the social element is kind of nice. I have some friends and family that do have Galaxy or Android devices, but it's just not quite the same. Now on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, you're still getting that camera slider, which does work pretty solidly well. I personally don't use it all that much, but if you're someone that likes that kind of flexibility, you're not getting that over here on the 25 Ultra. And although I personally don't use it much, I think that kind of innovation in terms of making a more impactful tactile experience for the user is great. Now over here on the 17 Pro Max, you're getting a 1.28-inch sensor versus the 1.3-inch primary sensor over here on the 25 Ultra. And basically what that means is that while you're taking pictures, you're going to be getting a bit more light that actually gets into the actual camera sensor itself. So what that means is that in those situations where maybe it's not the most brightly lit, the 17 Pro Max is going to come out on top in terms of still retaining good quality in the pictures that you're taking. And for those ultra wide shots, you're getting a 2.55-inch sensor on both of these. And so you're getting comparable light into the sensors for when you're taking those pictures. And honestly, I feel like on both of these, you are getting good detail retention in those really, really wide shots. If you want to sort of like crop and zoom in and still have pretty good detail. In terms of zoom, you're getting a 5x optical zoom lens on the S25 Ultra at 50 megapixels compared to the 4x optical zoom lens at 48 megapixels over here on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So I'm actually gonna give you guys a comparison. I'm going to give you two blind pictures here for a second, one on top, one on the bottom. I want you to take just a few seconds at a glance to see which one you think looks better. Now, on average, I feel like most people probably are going to think that the bottom one at a glance looks better because the contrast makes the image seem like it's just a bit more dense with detail. Things are just kind of packaged a bit more nicely. Where the iPhone doesn't dial in the contrast as much, things look like they're probably a bit more washed out. But what you find is that because the contrast is punched up a bit more on the Samsung, you lose a little bit of like color accuracy of what it is that you're looking at, and sometimes you do lose a little bit of the fine texture detail in certain things. It's really gonna be preference. Both look comparably good, to be honest. I guess if you want one that's going to wow someone initially at a first glance without all the additional pixel peeping, I guess you'd want to show them the S25 Ultra picture instead, but ultimately you're going to get really good zoom pictures and video either way. Now on both of these you are getting log format video recording, but a capacity in which the Galaxy S25 Ultra does have a leg up on the iPhone 17 Pro Max is that you're getting 8K video recording here. And for some reason, Apple just has not made that leap to upgrade the cameras to be capable of 8K quality video recording. Now, I know 8K just sounds like a really big number, doesn't sound practically useful, but there are instances where if you're recording something, the additional detail and quality that you're getting out of the 8K video allows you to crop in and zoom in more on portions of videos and give you just that little bit of extra flexibility, and you know that the video is still going to look pretty solid and at a minimum better than just the 4K video that you're getting out of the 17 Pro Max. 8K video is a bit more niche, but undoubtedly if you're looking to retain that extra amount of detail for the specific types of shots that you're going to be taking, having that extra option for flexibility is definitely going to be nice for you. In terms of AI, the AI features over here on the 25 Ultra are just flat out non-negotiably better than on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And if you don't believe me, there's a reason that Apple just flat out didn't mention AI, I don't think at all, in the reveal of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Whenever I'm looking for information on the fly, looking to compare certain things, looking for different restaurants that meet certain criteria in my area, basically, you name it, if I need help with it, the AI on the S25 Ultra, and on like my Fold 7, on the Pixel phones, are just flat out more tangibly useful for basically every single situation. Over here, this kind of like summarizes my text and my notifications. It'll sometimes accurately let me know about certain emails that I'm asking about. Although AI is scary, is one of those things that could be a really practically awesome tool for us on a day-to-day basis for a lot of different things. And so I do hope they continue to iterate on it. But right now, as it stands, if you're looking for a device or if you're looking for an iPhone to do those things better for you, and you hope the 17 Pro Max would do it, that is just not the case. And then from there, I feel like that's kind of where the real advantages of the iPhone 17 Pro Max versus the S25 Ultra. On the S25 Ultra, multitasking is just flat out better than over here on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's kind of crazy to me that in the year 2025, we have an iPhone with a display this large, with a body this beautiful, and you can't split the screen in half. Don't get me wrong, do I use multitasking all of the time on my 25 Ultra? No, because you don't need it all the time. But there are times when having that additional flexibility would be really nice to have, and on your phone that costs well over $1,000, it'd be nice to have that flexibility there, because this is meant to be a tool for you, right? And you just don't have those things. I mean, personally, the S Pen is one of those things that is like tangibly and practically useful every single day. In my day job, I'm not gonna say it, but those of you who know, you know. Being able to take this out at a moment's notice and use this as a notepad or as a signing pad for the people that I'm working with is just an amazing feature to have in your pocket, and again, a tool. Now, although I am more of an Android guy, something that's always been an amazing experience on iPhones is the display. The display here is just as crisp, vibrant, sharp, and buttery smooth, just like all of the other iPhones before it. But two really big upgrades that I think are going to be really welcome for the large majority of average consumers is that you're getting a 3000 nit peak brightness display here on the 17 Pro Max. So when you're outside, you're going to be able to clearly see what it is that is on your screen. If you're texting someone, wanting to scroll through social media, when it's a bright blue sky day, the sun's directly overhead, you'll be able to see what's going on here. On top of that, there is now an anti-glare, anti-reflective coating here on the 17 Pro Max. And I can say that most certainly makes a tangible difference on a day-to-day basis using this outside in the bright, sunny day weather that we've been having here. Being able to take this outside and not having to squint and look at my screen is definitely a plus, and I am super sure that for most of you watching this video, that's definitely going to be the case. And it's nice seeing that Apple saw that Samsung incorporated that on their 25 Ultra, decided to do that here too. Competition is good. When brands have to compete, we all end up winning, and that's definitely a win. The 25 Ultra's anti-reflective coating though is a bit better in that it dampens those extraneous direct lighting sources in my experience. And although this is going to look better outside than say the 16 Pro Max, the 25 Ultras is still a bit better, but regardless, having it here is really nice. And those are all of my thoughts right now anyway about the iPhone 17 Pro Max compared to the 25 Ultra. I think flat out, one of the biggest things for you guys to take home is that both of these are great powerhouse devices that are going to do 95% of the stuff that you really want them to do on a day-to-day basis exceptionally well. That's just the truth of the matter. It's really going to be a bit more subjective for those other things, but hopefully this video can give you guys a pretty good idea about like the pros and cons of each, which one might be the better fit for you. But honestly, I think no matter which way you go, you really can't go wrong. And if you're asking me personally which one I would end up choosing on a day-to-day basis, I'm going to still lean very slightly to the S25 Ultra. And not because the iPhone 17 Pro Max is bad, it really is a really great phone in a lot of different ways. But again, just like those tangible, feasible, flexible features on the 25 Ultra, like the S Pen use of AI, multitasking, and just the way that Android and Galaxy software works, for me on a day-to-day basis, just make more of a difference. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time it is you're watching this. And as always, peace, love, adios, bye guys, and have a great day.